Hey guys, what's up? It's Whitney and
Ashley.
we are at Shaker Village of Pleasant Hill, right outside of Harrodsburg, Kentucky, Kentucky's oldest town. We are so excited to learn about the history and the haunts because it is spooky season. So join us on today's adventure. Before we get into showing you around Shaker Village, I wanted to talk a little bit about what Shakers actually were. And they called themselves the United Society of Believers in Christ Second Appearing. What a name. And they first began in England in the mid 1700s. And they got the name Shakers because of the way they would act in their services. They would sing and dance and shake. And they would shake off negative energy to get rid of it, which I thought was pretty interesting. They had to leave England because of persecution. Mother Ann Lee, the leader, led this movement in the United States, and it spread across in the little villages. I wanted to add that the Shakers believed that Ann Lee was the second coming of Christ, the female embodiment of Christ, and Jesus was the first appearance as the male embodiment of Christ. The Shakers believed in simple living, equality between men and women, communal sharing, nonviolence, and celibacy. There were a lot of reasons why people would join this Shaker community or thought it sounded exciting to join. And they wanted to have a purpose, and they loved the spiritual meaning of being devoted and living a peaceful religious life so that they could be closer to God. And they loved the idea of equality and the stability because they lived in the Shaker community and they were self-sufficient. They always had food, shelter, work, and support of other people in the community. We are coming up to building number 1 on the map, and this is the carpenter shop. This is the welcome center where you come in and get your tickets, or if you're staying the night here, there's also a gift shop. And this was built in 1815. There are 13 different buildings you could stay the night in. We chose the East Family Dwelling, which was built in 1817. We stayed on the 3rd floor. Men and women did live in the same houses together. They were brother and sister, and they lived like actual families. And each family had its own house. They had shops, they had wash houses, and things like that. And I think they had a collective farm because they were self-sufficient. So our room was awesome. We put our things away and headed for dinner. This was the 3rd largest Shaker community in the United States. And there was around 500 people at its peak. There were 250 buildings originally, but now there are 34 original buildings that they are constantly working and preserving to keep beautiful. And it was open from 1805 to 1910. They closed down due to the fact that there just wasn't enough people. They had previously all died out because they weren't allowed to procreate, although they did adopt, and there were mothers and their babies that did join the Shaker community, but eventually it did come to an end, and in 1961 they began restoring the site. Look. Oh. This is the Trustees Table Restaurant, and you can also stay in this building as well, but reservations are recommended. We have some bread and pickled vegetables. So I got the fall butternut pasta, which has Lexington pasta, roasted butternut squash, baby spinach, broad bent bacon, but I had it without the bacon, white wine cream. And at dinner time is family style, and so we also have 2 sides to share, potatoes and green beans. And then Ashley What did you get?
The turnpike trout with crispy almonds and I think that's it, parsley.
That looks good. It smells so good over here.
This is the shaker lemon pie. It's made with the whole lemon, the rind and all, and it is an original shaker recipe. This is my personal favorite, the maple cake with cinnamon cream cheese icing. This is apple cake with regular cream cheese icing. This is sugar pie, kind of like a derby pie without the nuts in it. This is the only one that goes in the oven. It is a pear and apple crisp, and it is gluten-free. And then this is the French silk parfait. It's got cookie crumble on the bottom, chocolate mousse, sweet cream, and then it's layered again.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what I want. I ended up getting the sugar pie. I already took a bite. It's really good.
We're both hitting.
We are. So, we had the absolute best meal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. The vibe, the music, the food. It was
The service.
the service. The servers are amazing. 10 out of 10. Recommend. They had different food that I wouldn't normally try.
Right.
But wow, I've never tried butternut squash and it was amazing.
It was good. We tried it.
So we are at the Shaker Cemetery, and it was established in 1811, and the first known burial in the Shaker Community Cemetery took place in December of 1811 when 33-year-old Nancy Bryant, she passed away due to consumption. Most of the graves only had a limestone headstone engraved with the deceased initials. At first they were made on site, and then they had more elaborate headstones that were purchased through local places. I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm using my light, but here's what some of the headstones look like. Okay, so these doors are for the front of the house. So there's 2 doors, maybe one for women, one for men, possibly. And the rooms are all around, there's tons. This is the common area that was shared. Shaker meals were conducted in an orderly manner, beginning with brethren and sisters retiring separately for a time of contemplation known as broad grace. This time allowed them to let go of their earthly concerns and approach the meal with a peaceful spirit. At the appropriate moment, they would enter the dining room. Through their separate doors, exchanging quiet greetings, they took their place, sisters on one side and brethren on the other. After kneeling in silent thanks, the family members were seated. They ate quickly without talking, consuming all that had been prepared for them, a sign of gratitude by the expression, "Shaker your plate." After kneeling again for silent prayer, they moved on to their work for the day. During the years that this dining room served 60 members of the East family, the brethren and sisters would have eaten in shifts. Men and women were equal in the Shaker's eyes. No one was above another. So that was one big thing, was yes, it was a religion, but everyone was equal. It was equality, which was very different for that time. And then we're gonna go over to the kitchen. So yeah, they just have tons of seating for guests. And they have games. Check this fireplace out. Multi-purpose in design, fireplaces were important for both cooking and heat. Pots were hung over the fire or placed in hot coals for cooking. Do you think their food would have been good back then? I wanted to conduct a paranormal investigation in our room. While this might sound controversial, did you know that the Shakers did believe in having contact with spirits, and they believed in spiritual gifts. They even had seances, and they had visitation from Mother Ann Lee after she had passed away. They got in contact with angels, historical figures, and departed Shakers to help give them guidance in their life. So I wanted to see if they were still around. We went upstairs, put our ghost equipment out, and immediately things started going crazy. So we have heard that Shaker Village at Pleasant Hill is very haunted. So we were doing research. There is a lot of reviews online of people saying it's haunted. And there's also a book called Shaker Ghost Stories from Pleasant Hill by Thomas Frisch. And he talks about how on the third floor of this specific building, there is a rocking chair that rocks by itself. Oh my gosh. Wow. Stuff keeps on happening. We just went live on YouTube, and the EMF detector keeps on going off. It's going off right now. And the cat ball went off on live, and it just did it again as we weren't filming. But this room is very high EMF.
Right.
Yep, they're here. Hi.
Right.
Yep, they're here. Hi.
Was. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. Oh my gosh. Hello, you're back. Thank you.
At least I got it on the other camera.
Are you a woman? Are you a child? Are you a man? Are you an entity? I think this spirit is going like all around the whole place and then coming back, stopping by, checking out and seeing what other people might be doing. Checking out and seeing what other people might be doing. Checking out and seeing what other people might be.
They might know.
Do you know Amazing Grace, the song? Do you know it?
I know, hang on, I'll get it. I don't know it all.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch. Our Father, who
Art in heaven.
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our trespassers. Oh my gosh.
Forgive those
Who trespassed against us.
lead us
And not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Forgive us our trespassers.
Oh my
We forgive those who
trespass against us.
lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Was this room yours when you were alive?
I'm gonna have to take Tuesday's night because I left it in the Jeep and I
It went off. This was their bedroom? No, you're good. You can keep talking. Apparently, that's when we have the most activity, is when we're talking away, and they like to chime into our conversation, like, yeah. Yep, they went off. Did you share this room with other people? Yeah?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because the room is, like, they got a light on each side, two windows.
Yeah. That's what I think it was.
So we were wondering what this store is.
We don't know what the store is.
And this is my theory from the way it looks. This is how they brought heat up to the rooms before there was electricity. What do you guys think? Do you think that's what it is?
I think you're right.
That's what I believe. Good morning. We are getting dressed and ready because we have a 10 o'clock breakfast and our checkout is 11. So I'm using this glazed pumpkin body spray. It smells so good. It smells like fall. I love it. There wasn't any noises that woke us up last night. It was very peaceful. The bed was comfortable. Lots of comfort. So, yeah, I'll take you all down to breakfast with us. Here we are at breakfast, and we have to figure out what we want. We're in such a cute little spot. So I ordered the shaker breakfast, so did Ashley. I got mine without pork, and we have ketchup, and I chose blackberry jam, and we have complimentary pumpkin muffins. After breakfast, we decided to set out on foot and explore as many of the old buildings as we could. There were so many. This was called the Center Family Dwelling. It took 10 years to build, and they started construction in 1824. At the time of its construction, it was one of the largest stone structures in Kentucky, and it has 14 bedrooms, a kitchen, dining room, and cellar. So this is what a setup of what their rooms looked like. There is so much information on the wall. It said communal ownership. Shakers believed all people were created equal, a tenet reflected in their communal lifestyle. In 1814, believers living here signed a new covenant. This new compact, a true church covenant, called on all who signed to forever part with their individual possessions and gain equal ownership over the collective property of Pleasant Hill. It said, would you be willing to give up all of your belongings for something you believed in? Okay, so I guess this is going to explain the pegs that we see pretty much everywhere on the walls in every single building. I don't know if you can tell. It says, skilled craftspeople implemented several innovative solutions for maintaining an orderly home. Built-in closets reduced the need to move furniture when cleaning. Peg rails let sisters and brothers neatly hang and organize lights, clothing, hats, furniture, and brooms. Yeah, it's in every single building. I thought that was very interesting. Women on one side, men on the other. This one looks a little bit different than the place we stayed at last night. Oh my goodness. Check out those cabinets. This building is the East Family Brethren Shop. It was built in 1845. And that is where we stayed, was the East Family Dwelling. Special jobs. In the preserve shop, sisters made fruit preserves where specialized tools included a slicing machine and screw-operated press for preparing the fruit, stacking set of pots for cooking the preserves, and utensils like a skimmer, masher, and apple butter paddle. Millstones cut from the Kentucky River limestone served several purposes in the Shakers mills. Most likely the brethren used these stones as rollers in their oil press, rotating them on a stone slab to crush flax seeds. By processing the flaxseed into linseed oil, the Shakers significantly increased the profitability of their flax industry. Oh, a mill wheel. Powering mills. Pleasant Hill's location on the Kentucky River and Shawnee Run provided efficient power for mills. In 1816, water-powered gristmill produced enough grain for consumption and sale. On some occasions, water levels were too high or low to operate the mills. So the Shakers also relied on horsepower. Which method do you think was more sustainable and efficient? This is the original post office. It says, "Come on in for snacks, drinks, toys, and other treats." Cute. Well, we might as well get a drink in here. So we just left the post office little shop. I got a diet root beer by the brand Fitz's. I've never heard of it, but it's hard for me to find diet and caffeine free, so that's good. And then I also got the baby dill pickles. We tried a bunch of pickled vegetables last night. They were so good, and they had pickles in there. They weren't dills, but I just know this is going to be good. And I got the solely organic fruit jerky, and it's pineapple. And this is what it looks like on the back. And then I also got a candle holder. I thought it was cute, but that's everything I got. Now I gotta try to get this open. Okay, yeah, it was loosened.
I don't know why that was funny. It was loosened.
It's good. This is the meeting house, and it was established in 1820. West family dwelling.
Yep. This area is known as Shaker Landing, and it is just down the road from Shaker Village across the street. It is easy to get to it, and it takes you on down to the Kentucky River. Say it again. She was a fairy.
We had no idea we were going to roll up on this. It's called the Dixie Belle. It's a retired riverboat. It's no longer in service, but now it's like an event venue.
and it was restored and permanently installed here. It's so neat. It's been retired for several years now, but it was in operation for about 40 years. I got to the top and I was singing, I'm on a boat, I'm on a boat.
Dixie Belle.
The whole area and land is called Shaker Landing, and it was purchased by the Shakers. It is now an access point for canoes and kayaks along the Kentucky River, but originally it was for ferries to pull up, and they would load all of the handmade items from the Shakers, and it would go as far as New Orleans. This railroad bridge is called High Bridge. It was built in 1877. It was the highest railroad trestle in the world. It is 275 feet high, and the length is 1,125 feet long. And as you can see, it's still used to this day. It's beautiful.
So we just went on the most amazing fall adventure at Shaker Village. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to click on this video. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already, and subscribe to Ashley as well. I will have her link down below. Thank you so much. If you have any ideas of where should we go next, let us know down below and we'll definitely check it out. Bye guys.